Alrighty, next up we're playing chord progressions, created by Bowser, who was the programmer for Before You Depart. And yes, if it feels like this entire week is me mostly just catching up on the visual novels of a bunch of different people that I've been hanging out with at furry conventions and for VR chat, yes, that's the idea. And at this point, it's impressive that there's this many to catch up on. Oh my god. Just everyone's very creative and very, very busy. There's a tutorial for a visual novel. One of the main features of our game is immersive passages. By clicking on certain keywords, you can opt in to read alternate passages of text, or you can ignore the keyword and continue reading as you normally would. I just clicked on that. Immersive passages will contain extra text that will provide more detailed descriptions of the environment, character designs, or more insight about what the main character is thinking. So yellow opens a different text, and pink opens the internet. One important thing to know is that story-critical details will never be mentioned in an immersive passage, so feel free to pick and choose which words you unclick on. This novel also features partial voice acting, which means some characters and dialogue will be voice acted, but most will not. If you're reading aloud to an audience, it's recommended that you go to the options and turn down the voice volume slider so that you won't be interrupted. Keep your eye out for this icon. It indicates the next line will be voice acted. There's a warning. The talking head will display in the bottom left corner. Also, there was an 18+ warning at the beginning if you missed it, so adults only. Although I don't think that's going to come up at the beginning. Thirdly, if you're sensitive to certain types of content, click here to see a detailed list of warnings. Click those ones if you feel like reading it. List may be updated in the future. Itch.io and Twitter. This is a work in progress, temporary expectations. And I hope kept you long enough. Was that 4 things? I think he said there was 4 things at the beginning, but I didn't count. Bliss. There's nothing quite like the bliss of being gently awakened by virtue of getting ample sleep. No alarm required. My new bed is soft and supportive. The thick blanket and soft sheets are keeping me nice and toasty warm. In this moment, I have no duty to the world. I can bask in absolute comfort with no immediate obligations. Unfortunately, I will have to get up at some point, but just not right now. I'll savor this moment and enjoy it to the fullest while I... Fuck. Well, so much for that. What is that a doll of, I wonder? It stands out because some of the paintings all look like charcoal, like gesture drawings or something. But then there's just a fully formed plush. With a smack, my paw swings down and collides aimlessly at the snooze button. My bliss is waning away. The alarm has sung its song and has signaled the beginning of a new day. A very special day, might I add. Today's the first day of the new job. Another day of being a retail worker, just like the way it's always been. Ever since I was a teenager, there was nothing I could do to escape this line of work. I thought this damn business associate's degree was supposed to keep me out of jobs like this. Life's really working fast for me. A little over a week ago, I woke up in a different bed in a different town. For the past few mornings, and in my drowsy, sleepy stupor, I open my eyes and expect to see the bedroom I've slept in every night for the past 25 years. I think today is the first day I've been immediately cognizant of the fact that I'm waking up in my new bedroom. I guess that means the reality of the situation is starting to finally set in.
Yo, you alive in there? We gotta go. Chester's expecting us to be early.
And there's my other alarm. Can't ignore this one. Would be nice if April came with a snooze button, though. Don't get me wrong. A fresh start that April was able to offer me, and Mariah was... the fresh start that April was able to offer me and Mariah has been nothing short of a miracle. It was April's recommendation that landed me this new job, something I definitely needed. I'm forever I'm forever grateful to her for this opportunity, but damn, I do wish she could be just more pleasant sometimes. The knocking was much more aggressive this time. You hear me in there? I stuck my neck out for you, you know. I swear to God, if you make me late for your first day...
I'm up. I just need to use the bathroom and get dressed. I'll be ready in like 20 minutes.
15 minutes, Fox. Or else you're going to have to order a super to get your ass to the shop. I guess it's an Uber. In all honesty, finding a rideshare driver now sounds infinitely more appealing than riding passenger in April's '07 Camry. However, getting a super would probably cost me like $25? Considering I only have a little over $300 in my bank account right now, I'll take the April Express. I still struggle to understand what Mariah sees in her. They've been in a long-distance relationship for a few months. Now, they're proper live-in girlfriends. I just hope Mariah isn't having second thoughts, because I certainly have. What if I hate my new job? What if I can't make any new friends? What if April and I can't get along? I glance at the clock again. I need to get moving. There's no time for mulling over life choices. I remove the covers, swing my legs around, and sit up on the edge of the bed. All the blood is rushing from my head at this point. It's dizzying. Apparently my head isn't the only place all my blood was stored. Hi there, Morningwood. I'm sorry, but I just can't take care of you right now. I know you're mad because I haven't been able to pay attention to you during the move, but I'm gonna need you to calm down. Just fully anthropomorphizing his dick. This penis is going to be the death of me. I need to think with the head on my shoulders, not the one on my shaft. I let out a huge yawn in the hopes of the grogginess will vacate my body all at once, using my escaping breath as its vehicle. No such luck, though. I'm going to need some serious caffeine to make it through today. My need for extra bedtime be damned, though. Capitalism demands the blood and sweat of another worker. As much as I would love to protest, my bank account needs paychecks badly. I shift up to my feet and trudge to the bedroom door. I trudge a few paces down the hall, then find a bathroom on the opposite end. Yes, my bathroom. All mine, no stinking girls allowed. What happens if I click on bathroom in this context? I've never had the privilege of having a bathroom like this. Oh, I've dropped my controller. Did it. Alright, good job. I've never had the privilege of having a bathroom like this all to myself before. I always had to share it with Mom and Dad growing up. However, the tables have finally turned. This is my domain. My kingdom. I can use the throne for as long as I want. I can shower with confidence, knowing that others aren't using my expensive shampoo. Plus, any enemas, sex toys, condom boxes, or embarrassing creams no longer need to be elaborately hidden. This is my space, and I use it how I please. Make use of the toilet. That's done. I had to brush these pearly white spears of mine. I take some extra time to ensure I get every nook and cranny in this maw. Finally, some mouthwash to top it all off, and I should stay minty fresh all day. Deodorant time. No musky pits. No shower either, apparently, but I have a few to choose from. Which one should I go on for the first day? Choices. Sandalwood and black pepper, orange and vetiver, or mint and eucalyptus. Huh. These are like slightly complex to imagine the smells of. All these choices. Orange and vetiver? Vetiver? Seems like a good one. Fresh, pleasant, not overly obnoxious. Turning to my room, I take a gander at the clock once more. 7:33. Cutting it close. Need to get dressed now. I quickly strip off my pajamas and toss them in the hamper. Penis. Just shout it out. Now I'm having my own bathroom. Now, if having my own bathroom wasn't good enough, this is the cherry on top of my new living accommodations. My very own walk-in closet. I've never had one of those. April told me there's no formal dress code for work. I have free reign here. However, I still need to find an outfit that'll give a nice first impression. Nice clean slacks? Check. Snazzy button-down shirt? Check. Undershirt, socks, belts, boots? Check. Now comes the tricky question, the underwear. I could go with the usual comfortable briefs, but what if I wanted to sacrifice a little comfort for a confidence boost? Segregated from my pedestrian underwear, I have my risque collection, jock straps, designer briefs, and thongs galore. Sexy or casual? I mean... We're doing sexy today. This new black and white jockstrap I bought from Dramazon will do the trick. It's this entire online store entirely run by Dramamine. What I love most about jocks is that they're one small step away from full nudity. It creates a type of tension that absolutely enraptures me. Alright, can't let my mind wander too much. Do I keep these on? Doop. Yeah, this'll do. Can't let the horny thoughts distract me too much. Now to get fully dressed. It's almost time to go. What happens if you say no? Do you go back to regular underwear, or do you start cycling through the options that were listed? There we go. Not too shabby. Look at this respectable young man on his way to his new job. I'm really grateful for this full-length mirror. It really is the first line of defense against any fashion faux pas. Maybe now this will help me pay more attention to how I present myself. This could give me a little edge I need to try dating again. Lord knows I could use all the help I can get trying to find a man. I glance back over at the clock. Shit, it's already 7:40. We're leaving in 5 minutes and I still need my coffee. I reach my desk where I grab my phone, wallet, and keys. The trifecta. Well, it's more like phone, wallet, and key. My old car key is now absent from my keychain. Giving up the car was one of the unfortunate sacrifices I needed to make so I could afford to move. Okay. That's everything I need. Let's do this. Titties. I step away. A few steps out of the short hallway, I find myself face to face with the alarm clock I can't snooze.
There you are. Come on, we're going.
Hold up. Let me make a coffee first. No time, dude. Should have thought about that while you were dilly-dallying. No time. No time? I need this coffee. I'm gonna be dysfunctional without it. Come on, April. I really need this coffee today. I can make it in 2 seconds.
No worries, sunshine. I got you.
The titties are hidden. They've escaped. Figured you're gonna need it today. Mariah gives me a large paper cup with a lid. She even put a little paw-protecting sleeve on it for me. You have a supply of disposable sleeves? It just feels like an odd thing to stock in a house. I don't know. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done without my coffee. Aw, it's my pleasure. She flashes me her signature bubbly grin. Oh my fucking god, if you two are done being heteros, we need to get going. April was pointing to her wrist, tapping a watch that wasn't there. Ouch. You wound me with your cruel and nasty words. Mariah made a melodramatic pearl-clutching type gesture. Well, if we're doomed to be cursed with heterosexuality, I guess we could try dating again. Nuh-uh. not gonna happen. You broke my little sophomore heart, remember? Mariah let out a chuckle. Her eyes look a little lost as she gazes at the floor, perhaps reminiscing about times we don't talk about much nowadays. Yeah, I know. Not good timing for either of us to try dating, let alone try dating each other. She directs her gaze towards April. So, yeah, he had a little crush on pre-transition me, and we tried dating. Didn't pan out, obviously. Being best friends works much better. It's moments like these that I realize that it feels like a lifetime ago since Mariah started her transition. She's come so far since we first met in grade school. Coming out as gay for me in our small hometown was already quite the nightmare, but her coming out as trans, with the parents that she had. The fact that she's still here, living, breathing, and talking to us is nothing short of a miracle. I'm so proud to call her my best friend. Mariah looks at April expectantly, but April's expression was completely void of interest. You have anything to say about this bombshell I just dropped on you? Mariah let out a chuckle. You? You're my girl now. That's all that matters. Why would I give a shit if you two bumped butts 10 years ago? Another snicker left Mariah's lips at the remark. Okay, listen, we did not bump any butt. Oh my god, I literally don't give a shit, dude. We don't have time to take a trip down memory lane. We have to go now. If I were allowed to change one thing about April, it would be her tendency to interrupt me. God, I hate that. Yeah, fine. I'm ready when you are. April gives Mariah a quick kiss on the lips. Cute. Love you. I'll call you on my break. Love you too, dear. Drive safe. I don't know what I'd do without Mo. There's not another soul out there like her. I wasn't ready for Mo. I don't think that'd come up yet. So I took a moment to pause. I'm like, wait a minute. Who? In my never-ending quest to make my best friend laugh and smile, I feel a strong urge to act out in a silly way. Bye, Mo. I also love you. I shout to her in a jovial tone. April buries her face in both paws and paces to the front door. Mariah just giggles. Love you too, you goof. Please don't drive my girlfriend crazy today. No promises. I follow after April to the door. Time to go. I did it. I chugged the whole thing in less than 10 minutes. I'm caffeinated, motivated, and ready for whatever this day has in store for me. Oop. Bah. The ride's mostly quiet. While April is focusing on driving, my mind's abuzz, thinking to myself about all the possible scenarios that could play out today. Some more realistic than others. What if the work is super hard and I end up not liking it? What if they're all assholes and I can't get along with anybody? I must consider everything, especially since I'm finding myself in unfamiliar territory with this new job. Yeah, I've worked retail for years, but I've never worked at a music store. Don't get me wrong, I love music, especially enjoying the occasional shower or driver's seat karaoke experience while jamming to my favorite tunes. I'm almost certainly horrid at singing, but can't a fox indulge himself in pop star fantasies every once in a while? Aside from awful vocals, I'm not a musician in any way. It's unclear why Chester chose me for his team. Since he's going to be my new boss, I imagine I'll be spending a good amount of time with him today. Maybe I can pick his brain about it. April slows down and enters a turn lane, followed by a right turn. Looks like we're here. We turn off the main road into a sizable parking lot with a large building situated at the back. It's a lot bigger than I expected for a music shop. We pull closer and catch a view of the vinyl graphic overlaid on a large window out front. Chronicles, music retail, cafe, and venue. When I heard April describe this place, it all sounded a bit strange. The joint sells instruments, is a music venue for live concerts, and serves coffee? Conceivably, a music retailer and a music venue would work together harmoniously on a single business unit, but to also throw a cafe in the mix seems a bit overkill to me. April pulls her car into a section of the parking lot that's located off the side. She parks next to 3 other cars. One's an older luxury car. Next to it is a newish economy crossover. Next to that is a sporty sedan. Not quite a street racing car, but certainly not cheap. She parks and takes the keys out of the ignition. Looks like the whole gang is here today. Those are all Chester, Dave, and Pat's cars. Oh. Okay, is that our whole team? That's the squad. If you didn't remember, Chester's the boss, Dave is Chester's husband, he runs the cafe. Pat works the same position we do, but he helps a lot in the cafe nowadays. Wait, Chester has a husband? I didn't know that. Yeah, dude, people are gay sometimes. You of all people should know that. She quips with a monotone and a slight hint of snark. I've already had it up to here with her, and it's not even 8 a.m. Well, I get that, but I wasn't expecting him to be gay too, you know? Just yanking your chain, dude. Lighten up a little. I don't really enjoy this type of yanking, but whatever. But for real, though, he and his husband are kind of like pillars of the local LGBT plus community. They help organize and fundraise for pride events and stuff. He also likes to hire young queer people like us when we can. Interesting. Is that legal? At the very least, it's ethically questionable. We exit the car and I follow behind April. She leads me behind the building to a door situated next to a few dumpsters. This must be our employee entrance. Getting a glimpse at the editing process of furry visual novels and having them change over time. I was like, hang on a minute. I remember a different exchange happening in the version of this game that I played like a year ago. I poked at this and during the drive, the protagonist freaks out way more in significantly more unrealistic fantasies, but it was also like, it was definitely a little bit of that like over-exclaimy, like, I don't know how to put it, anime freak out. Like the way that certain characters just kind of go completely off a ledge and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? And that I noticed that part's just gone. It's like either like they thought better of that part, like no, we're not keeping this part. This was silly. The room we enter seems to be an employee break room and storage room. April walks in and makes a beeline to an electronic module located on the opposite wall. Looks just like an electronic time clock device. She punches in a sequence of numbers and places her index digit on the scanner. The module's screen glows a bright green.
2 minutes to spare? I like clocking in earlier than that. Keep that in mind.
Her tone is stern as she scolds me. Why can't she cut me a little slack here? Let's go find Chester. I mean, I'm a little against the protagonist right now because I'm like, who's waking up 15 minutes before they have to leave? Oh god. It was a set alarm. She walks towards the door that leads out of the break room into the next room, and I follow suit. Connecting the rooms was a two-way swinging door, equipped with plastic sanitary seals that scraped against the floor and ceiling as it opened. When I stepped through that door, I could have sworn I died and found myself in sweet, sweet confectionery heaven. That sanitary seal does a brilliant job of preventing air exchange because I couldn't smell a thing until now. All around me was the smell of sweet pastries baking in hot ovens accompanied by the comforting scent of freshly brewed coffee. I understand the concept of a sanitary seal, but it almost feels counterproductive to not have all of the really good kitchen smells going out into the actual coffee shop. I feel like that's part of the trick half the time, right? Is like trying to get that smell to then go out into the street and lure people in. It was at this moment that I was starkly reminded that I didn't have breakfast. You had coffee without breakfast, which is actually upsetting. Like, that's a bad feeling that you're just opting into. This must be the prep kitchen. The area is kept very tidy and pristine. Every stainless steel surface shone brilliantly. It was then that my attention was drawn to the two individuals responsible for those wonderful aromas dancing happily in my nostrils, a skunk and a collie. The skunk is quite a large man. I stand at average height, and he is a few inches taller, perhaps 6'2". He's quite plump and very pleasantly so, charmingly handsome as well. Next to him stands a border collie who is in the process of icing pastries on an adjacent counter, and judging by the sprite, standing on top of a box. What a gem he is, too. He stands a bit shorter than me and is sporting a fit frame. Trim figures like his are also a treat. I'm a greedy omnivore when it comes to my tastes in men's bodies. Not only do I enjoy a variety of body types, I want to sample them all. I wonder if either would let me sample... Wait, fucking stop. What am I doing? I haven't even talked to these guys yet, and I'm already having wild fantasies about them. What the hell is wrong with me? Am I some kind of dating sim protagonist? Oh wait, I know exactly what's wrong with me. I haven't gotten off at all this past week during the move. I'm in serious trouble unless I can get a grip.
Well, here's our new guy.
The skunk turned towards me and set down the bowl and rubber spatula he was holding. A wide and warm grin spread across his face.
Ooh, April. You found me another cute one, didn't you?
The collie speaks out while still icing a tray of pastries. He's still facing the tray of carb-loaded delights while only offering me and April a side glance as he continues his task. Wait, me? He's calling me cute? April implied that some of the co-workers were going to be queer, but I didn't expect one to start shamelessly flirting with me the instant I walked through the door. I looked to April to try to find some sort of reassurance. All she did was roll her eyes at the collie's comment. Was this happening? Have I gone to the wrong place? Am I being pranked? Where are the hidden cameras? Pat, be nice. Chester was clear about his stance on you being flirty with our new friend here. The skunk's tone was very firm but positive, almost like a teacher trying to positively reinforce good behavior in a student. I know. I'm just messing. How's it going, man? Hi, I'm good. Excited to be here. I give Pat a wave, getting a good look at his face. He's quite a handsome dog. Someone as attractive as him is really calling me cute? Was this a joke? That'd be a great punchline, wouldn't it? Tease me and try to get my hopes up. This was always a shitty game the bullies would play on the queer kids in high school. Happy to hear it, bud. I'm Dave, and this goofball over here is Pat. It's great to finally meet you. Welcome to the family. He exclaimed this while making his smile even wider and warmer. Dave approaches me. I was prepared to shake his paw, but looks like he wants more than that. His arms are spread wide open. Come here, buddy. I'm a hugger. Oh shit. This gorgeous tall man is going to bury me in his soft, warm bosom. Lord help me. I'm expecting a bit of a casual hug. Quick. Less than 2 seconds. We all go about our day. Dave is completely on a different page, though. I open my arms hesitantly, and Dave pulls me into one of the most intimate and tight hugs I have ever experienced. Certainly the most intimate embrace that I've shared with a stranger. He holds me tight, with a vice-like grip, with my face buried in his chest. God, his chest is so soft. It has so much cushion and fluff. He gently rocks me back and forth and gives my back some slow and gentle rubs. He's a very active hugger, isn't he? Holy fuck, I need to get out of this hug quick before I start poking him. I make the executive decision to terminate the embrace with a gentle yet assertive pull. Cool. Thanks, Dave. I mutter sheepishly. It's at this point that I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. Regardless of my pent-up predicament, Dave is being a lot at the moment. He seems to have gotten the message and lets out a chuckle. Sorry, bud. Chester tells me I need to work on asking before I just up and hug on fellas. I'll be more mindful next time. It's okay. It's just Surprised me is all. I just never had coworkers act so friendly towards me on the first day. Well, this ain't no ordinary place of work. You'll find Chester's gonna take a real good care of you. Just added bonus words on accident. Ain't that right? He glances over to Pat to coax out a response. Pat is still diligently attending to his icing. He's definitely the best boss I've had, that's for sure. Its response seems quite natural and not forced. I'm not trying to flatter, because the boss's husband... He's not trying to flatter because the boss's husband had asked a question. Pat sets down his icing bag and turns towards me entirely, offering me his undivided attention. I think you're gonna have a good time here. Pat extends his right paw for a shake and I oblige. His grip is gentle yet firm. Nice to meet you, dude. Not much of a hugger myself. If I was gonna hug you, I'd be liable to nip your neck. He sneered, staring directly into my eyes with a coy smile and a wink. Oh, geez, his flirting is definitely having an effect on me. I feel butterflies in my stomach. My head starts to spin and swim. With that, my heart flutters. I see his brows raise. He lets out the quietest chuckle, just barely loud enough for me to hear. Fuck, he smelled that, didn't he? The worker lupine breeds always have an acute sense of smell. He can certainly smell hormones and pheromones at paw shake distance, my little adrenaline rush being no exception. I really have to be wary around this one. I'll do my best to collect myself. Yeah, good to meet you too, Pat. He's being tested, his buttons are being pressed. We mutually broke our paw shake. I turned back to April. She's looking at me with a slight smirk on her face. You could have warned me about these two. Chester's over in his office. I'll take you to him if you're ready. He turns to April. You good with opening the front of house while we get him all set up, Apes? Apes. First time I've heard that nickname for her. Mariah's never used it. Oh, yeah, I'll be good. She says this with a satisfied grin on her face and thumbs up. He walks to the kitchen doors. Dave and I are close behind after he signals for me to follow. The door leads to the area behind the counter of the cafe. I wasn't quite sure what to expect from the cafe, but this is legit. The space is clean, spacious, has all the fixtures you'd expect in a typical cafe. It's entirely self-contained, with one door that seems to exit outside, and another that exits into the front of house, as Dave called it. Okay, so we didn't enter to the front, so my comment about smells were relevant anyway. With each successive room I've toured so far, I've become more and more impressed. It helps put my mind at ease despite all the tension I've endured so far. He spoke as we continued to walk. Here's the cafe. We got coffee, pastries, some lunch sandwiches for sale. It's open from 9 to 4 every day the shop's open. We'll see about getting you back here during lunchtime so you can see how everything flows. Sure, sounds good. With me in tow, Dave guides me through the cafe's main seating area and to the front doors. Potentially having to work 2 different jobs sounds really stressful, kind of. Like working retail. It's actually my it's basically my 2 horror jobs. Is one would be going back to retail, and one would be working in a food place ever. Although it's not a restaurant exactly. At least it's a counter and not a waiter serving job. The bell situated above the door chimes, signaling a person has either entered or exited. Separate from the enclosed cafe space, we venture out into the music store, which is huge. The large store front is populated with a wide variety of instruments, music gear, and other music hardware. Eclectic sets of furniture were peppered throughout the space.
Impressive, ain't it?
Yeah. Wow, I wasn't expecting such a massive space. Yep. Can you believe this all started with that cafe? This whole building used to be a strip mall back in the day, 20 years ago, when Douglas was just a small town. This place was a happening spot. He stops in his tracks and gestures around the building, pointing at the inside corners. At any time, there'd be about 4 businesses operating under this one roof. There'd be little restaurants, barbecue joints, pharmacies, barbers. His speech was trailing off a bit. He's taking a trip down memory lane, isn't he? When Chester and I got married, he wanted to start a business and pursue my passion. He wanted us to start a business and pursue my passion for baking. He and I scraped up all the money from our savings, took out a couple of business loans, and we bought out one of the failing cafes here. We stripped it down, built it back up, made it our own. He points towards the cafe, now behind us. This whole building looked real different back in the day. Imagine if you walked in that front door, but instead of just seeing what's here now, it was a long, narrow hallway with 2 individual stores on each side. He draws my attention to the building's main entrance as he continues to gesture with his paws to help better illustrate his description. He's painting quite the picture. After we remodeled and opened the cafe, turned out we were a big hit. We were making so much moolah that Chester decided to open up a small guitar shop in one of the adjacent units. We wanted to pursue his passion next. As the years went on by, he kept expanding and buying out all the other shops until we purchased the whole building. That's when we started tearing down walls and such. Chester had to be real business savvy for all those purchases. The owners of the mall were quite happy to have us pay rent instead of having us own the building outright. But after some persuasion and business finagling, here we are. Finagling? Does he mean finagling? How charming. How charming. I'm falling apart. Wow. That's amazing. You two could pull that off. It's all thanks to that chazzy boo of mine. I just bake stuff. He playfully bats his eyes at me. You dang adorable skunk with your heart-warming ass success story. Even after all that, I'm still left bewildered by the functionality of this business model. I guess I'll find out how this all works after we open. Dave, well, here, the way it works is you put out products and then you sell them, and then you use that money, and then Dave directs me to the far side of the building. We pass through rows and rows of merchandise. That's when I noticed a rather large stage. It must be 3 feet high and has plenty of space for a decent-sized band. It's adorned with a display of amplifiers, guitars, and drum kits, all neatly arranged. And here's the stage. We try to have concerts once or twice a month. When it's not used for performances, we display some of the expensive product up here. I don't rightly know how to delineate any of the expensive products from what's cheaper. They all look like instruments to me. Guess I have a lot to learn. He directs me up on the top of the stage using a set of stairs. There was a curtain spanning from the ceiling to the floor. Dave pushed the curtains aside, walking through, and motioned for me to do the same. We found ourselves in the backstage area. Looks like another miscellaneous storage space. Situated in the back corner was another enclosed room. Dave directs me to the door. The entryway is a single wooden door with an opaque window. On the window, the graphic reads, Chester Halford. Dave opens the door and gestures for me to walk through. This game sneaks up on me a little bit because it's got the, I might have changed that at some point, I'm not sure, from like last time I poked at it, but it's currently set to not have a text speed, it's just maxed out, so whenever it reads a double input from my controller as an error, it skips a page. Just visual novel things. I took a couple of steps inside with Dave trailing behind me. Hey Chaz, I've collected our new friend. Chester's desktop is a spacious and well-kept surface. Sitting in a large leather chair behind the desk is a wolfen man, hunched over some papers. Unlike Pat, Chester is an unselected breed of lupine. Unselected. Oh, 'cause wolf? Yeah, it's not, I guess, yeah, that's how you put it, yeah. If you're talking about the creation of dog breeds in this kind of universe. That's a very particular place to pierce your ear. It's like right in the middle of the back of it, instead of anywhere on like the rim or anything. Seems like Lady Luck is playing yet another cruel joke on me today. The wolf is absolutely stunning. He far surpasses the standards of ordinary men. He's unreasonably handsome. He turns his attention away from the papers to gaze up at me.
Ah, there he is. Good to finally see you in the flesh.
Hey, Chester. Good to meet you too.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? He didn't even say good to meet you. Why did I say good to meet you too? Stupid, Good to meet me? We already met on the phone. That's it. I'm officially the biggest moron in the world. I'm done. Reputation destroyed. I'm just going to have to take April's keys, remove the plates from her Tamry, and drive to the Yukon to start over. Chester lets out a hearty chuckle, interrupting my mini panic episode. I'm just yanking your chain, son. We like to have fun here. Must everyone yank my chain today? Chester directs his gaze towards Dave. Isn't that right, love? Not too much fun now, honey. This one's feeling a little overwhelmed today. I guess I'm not hiding my discomfort very well. Why can't my little nervous breakdowns be kept within the confines of my dumb head? Oh, I'm sure he'll be fine. I know he's gonna fit right in. He looks in my eyes for a few seconds. The sharp contact seems to feel overwhelmingly fast. I reflexively look away. Overwhelming fast, not overwhelmingly. I confuse myself there. Hey, it's okay. I know the first day can be nerve-wracking. But you're here to learn, and all I can do is ask that you do your best. That gave me a little reassurance. I'm probably not working myself up too much. I'm probably just working myself up too much for no good reason. Nobody expects anything from the new guy on his first day. He gives me a smile and stands up from his desk. Then he directs his question to Dave. Shall we? It's almost 1:15. Aren't you forgetting something? Oh, yes. Can you spell your name out for me? I need to give you a name tag. The default name is Eddie. This is the longest I've ever gone, I think, before establishing the name of the main character. Ah, so you like Y instead of IE. Glad I asked. So it fills in if you there's Eddie specific dialogue if you leave it on the default that specifies the way it's spelled out. Chester types the letters into a small device on his desk that prints out a small, clear plastic tab with my name printed on it. He takes off the paper backing to expose the adhesive and smears the tab onto a generic name badge. Chester stands up and approaches me with the name badge in paw. He gives it to me and I quickly affix it to the front of my shirt, just over the right breast. Looks good. I am forgetting one more thing, though. The wolf reaches out his right paw for a shake. I oblige and take his paw into mine. Welcome to the team, buddy. Happy to finally have you. A toothy grin spreads across my face as he firmly grips my paw. At this distance, I have a much better look at his figure, and good God, he really is flawless. That perky chest and strong arms are impeccable. Eddie is just unsalvageable. He's on this channel all day. We break our contact and I look to Dave. I follow his lead and exit the office with Chester in tow. Chester shuts off the light and closes the door right behind us. I think that's going to be our introduction for today, so if you want to check out chord progressions and you are 18 years or older, then you can go check it out via the link in the description and all that. See you guys next time.